hurts pretty bad.
Mine too. Save us.
Shut up! Save yourselves, you white
Man, you've got to work on your rescue style.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's React. I'm Kenny and this is my beautiful wife, Montana.
And today we're going to be reacting to Season 3, Episode 19 of My Hero Academia, Rescue Exercises. I'm really looking forward to seeing the, rescue strategy component, because up until this point, it's been a lot of just, showing off the firepower, which, that's, an important part of showing off your capabilities as a hero. But when you're saving someone, just sheer strength is not going to cut it.
That's a really good point. I'm excited for you to see how that plays out in this episode. And if you are, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below for episodes of My Hero Academia coming every Sunday and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't wait and want to see these episodes ahead right now in their extended full-length forms, check out the Patreon linked in the description below, where they're all posted now. All right, are we excited for episode 19 of season 3 of My Hero Academia?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.
Dunderheads, this video was brought to you by the incredible members of the Let's React Patreon. If you want access to a ton of exclusive perks, check out the link in the description below. Have a good day, Twinkle Toes!
All right, here we go.
The provisional licensing exam is upon us.
All right. For the 100 of you who passed the first
Dagobah
test,
Arena,
please
another
turn
Star
your
Wars
attention to
reference.
the screen.
What?
The arena was named after another Star Wars reference.
Very cool. Oh boy. Okay, so are there people in there? If it's a rescue mission, there have to be, but they can't just be, killing people for the sake of the mission.
That's a good point.
It's got to be, strategic, right? There's, a mannequin or something that they have to go find. They're not real bystanders.
I would recommend for a moment just listening to the parameters, but
right.
then also you're making good points.
Cool. It's simple. Undertake rescue exercises and save the bystanders who are trapped in these disaster zones.
Save the what now?
Bystanders. We learned about them in class, remember? They're people at a disaster scene.
It can also simply refer to innocent citizens on the street.
Use this time to show us how you will carry out successful rescue procedures once you receive your provisional licenses. Treat this as though it were the real thing.
Rescuing. On the screen. Little kids and old people?
That's so dangerous. Why are they here?
Wait, where? Oh, gotcha.
Trained as professional persons in need of rescue.
Perfect. Thank you.
Introducing the Help Us Company, also known as HELP for short.
So they're basically actors, I guess?
That's fun.
Yeah.
But a necessary one
That-
now,
yeah.
since they support our hero training.
The hut bystanders have dressed up like
That is so interesting.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
asking, I was like,
Yeah.
We'll be judging how well you keep them safe as you go about your mission. Oh, by the way, we'll be scoring you on a point system. If you have more points than the benchmark at the time the exercise comes to an end, then you pass the exam.
Okay, so it's not curved.
Take care of any necessary preparations now.
This looks familiar.
It's like Camino Ward. I wonder if they based it off that.
It's
Probably.
true that the situations are similar. But our only goal then was to rescue Bakugo from the villains. We let the pros handle search and recovery. And you'll recall, there were many casualties.
Not this time.
Guys, you gotta listen to this story. It's pretty juicy.
What's the rating?
Triple X.
Go on.
That fox in the bodysuit from Shiketsu, the one over there. Yeah?
If you're just gonna say she's hot, that's obvious. I've had my eyes on her since the moment we crossed paths.
Look at this. I saw her hiding in the rocks with Midoriya, buck naked.
that was kind of odd.
Yes.
We're just trying to stay alive, you bastard!
This entire test nothing but a joke for you!
Guys, cool it! What's going on? Don't play stupid with us! What devious things were you doing with that uber hottie? A casual greeting exchange between a man and woman whose sexual relationship has advanced several bases!
Just how plus ultra did you end up going with her?
How plus ultra.
Zero talked. Listen, guys,
That's ridiculous.
That is
She was wrong.
funny.
It was a side effect of her quirk.
No.
Actually, I had no idea what was happening and almost failed the test.
What, you did see her naked?
Well, sorta.
Don't you lie to us!
Why is she still waving at you?
Calm down.
Midoriya, I beg you! I told you nothing weird went down!
Oh, hey, it's Shiketsu.
Back to the manga.
Bakugo. What? I think you met Shishikura in a test, my classmate with the flesh molding power.
The meatball guy.
Yikes.
Yeah, I took him out.
I thought so. I'm guessing he may have acted rudely or perhaps offended you. He has a tendency to try and push his own values onto others. He probably couldn't help it in your case since you're pretty famous. I apologize for him. I'd like to build a good relationship between our schools.
I guess he wants to be...
The hairball
He
just
says,
overstepped.
But the way they were fighting, it didn't seem that way.
The hairball?
Yeah, that guy. The fluffy guy.
What do you think is overstepping?
Where he said,
He's apologizing for the guy who is making people into meatballs and being a dick.
oh, gotcha.
He's like, hey, you probably ran into that guy. Sorry about him.
Gotcha.
He pushes his
Probably
values
couldn't
onto people.
help it
Gotcha.
in your case since you're pretty famous. I apologize for him. I'd like to build a good relationship between our schools.
I guess he wants to be friends.
So he says. But the way they were fighting, it didn't seem that way.
A good relationship. But then there's that guy.
And that guy's been eyeballing him.
Yeah.
Hey, you with the collar. Did I offend you somehow? Oh no, I'm sorry. Did I hurt your feelings? Well, the thing
That's
is, son of a
weird.
Endeavor, I just can't help but hate both of you. You've changed a little bit since the first time our paths crossed. But you definitely still have your father's eyes.
Ew. Okay. Okay.
Something
they've-
wrong, Yoarashi?
They've met before.
Nothing, sir!
Yeah. But it seems like it's an Endeavor issue.
Todoroki.
Endeavor and him. Yeah.
Right, but him because he's associated with Endeavor, not because
Yeah.
he did stuff.
Being thought of as his dad. Another
See you
Ick.
I'm sure he hates that.
As he should.
See you out there? What is that supposed to mean?
Shishu, I told you it's not what you
Jesus
think!
Christ.
That girl is actually super scary! Please, you're acting disgracefully. This test isn't over. You need to focus. Look at her! Have you even begun to strategize?
I don't like this. Why do I feel so flustered? I was fine when I was fighting earlier. But now...
Villains have performed a
That
large-scale
stinks.
terrorist attack
Yeah.
spanning all of insert city name here. Since most buildings collapsed, there
Well,
are
they all
many
need to
injured.
focus. This is not the time.
Is it all an insert given name or
Villains have
city?
performed a large-scale terrorist attack spanning all of insert city name here. Since most buildings
Love that.
collapsed, there
Perfect.
are many injured.
Oh, fun fact. You know the guy who was like, I just think that as somebody who believes in science, that we should be able to experiment on people. See how they react in Attack on Titan? The guy who like
Yes, yes,
kept
yes.
pushing. This is the same guy voicing this examination.
All of insert city name here.
That's
Since
so
most
funny.
buildings collapsed, there are many injured.
If it was my kids, it would be
Yeah.
bad, but it's not.
We're starting.
Here we go.
All right.
Roads, the first responders have unfortunately been delayed for the time being.
What is with these rooms?
Until emergency services arrive, the heroes in the area will lead the rescue efforts. Your task is to save as many people as you can and help the injured. And with that, begin!
All right.
Okay.
Lives is the greatest ambition a hero can have.
We have to do this properly and succeed.
He mentioned points, but he didn't say anything about how we'd actually be scored.
Since we're in the dark, all we can
Yes,
do
he
is
did.
follow our training.
Right?
He didn't say what aspects of it they're
You just
scored
said
on.
save people.
Yeah, save people. That's a very nebulous
Okay.
thing. He basically said complete the project and didn't give a rubric.
Okay.
And succeed.
He mentioned points, but he didn't say anything about how we'd actually be scored.
Since we're in the dark, all we can do is follow our training.
Come on, let's do this!
Let's start by heading to the closest urban area. We'll work as a team as much as possible.
Right!
You're going on your own again?
Why are you damn extras always following me? We just wanna.
They're just like, we're in the Bakugo
They're so
squad.
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rescue exercises.
Even though this is just a test, it feels pretty real.
Stay alert. Be
Well,
careful of falling debris.
that's
and
because they're
explosions.
professionals.
What's wrong, Midoriya?
I hear someone. Help me, please.
Look, there he is! My grandpa! Big crushed, I think he's hurt!
Oh no. This looks bad. Where is he?
This looks bad? That points off your score! The first thing you should do is see how bad my injuries are and if I can walk. I'm breathing kind of weird too, aren't I? And didn't you even notice that I'm bleeding from the head? People with hero licenses should be able to judge a victim's condition in an instant!
Are the members of Huck the ones who are gonna be scoring us?
Your gross lack of training is all too apparent right now.
Oh my god, we just
Shape up and
started.
Pay attention, newbies.
Bad entry.
Well, yeah, but okay.
This is bad, saying that to somebody who's like in mortal
No.
terror.
Yeah.
Points off the
That.
score.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
You
interesting.
better shape up and pay attention,
True.
newbies.
I think you'll mostly agree with this
Mark area off
test.
as a hazard
I'm
zone.
wondering though.
No, that's not enough. Think about it. This whole area is unstable.
I'll clear a path and make a helicopter landing spot. Watch out!
But there are people. Like, that's gonna hurt people.
I
think they- well, you'll see.
His quirk, extendo hair. He can grow all the hair on his body and manipulate it at will. The only
Oh
bad
my
thing is
goodness.
how easily it gets tangled.
That was awesome, Mora. You're amazing. Here's the first aid station.
There's a lot of
Okay.
space. We can make part of this an evacuation zone. Good.
I'll be in charge of triage. Leave the setup to me.
Yeah, just
When it comes
get
to
people
saving innocent
out.
lives, experience really does make a difference.
You're not just here to provide aid. Until the police and firefighters show up, you need to exercise authority and make sure this goes off smoothly. Think of the victims here. They must be terrified. There are many aspects of being a hero, but take note. There's one thing to keep in mind above all else. Anyone who needs rescuing is having the worst day of their lives. And the first thing you said was, "This looks bad"? Seriously?
Fear not, citizens. Hope has arrived.
This clip, man, always makes me almost tear up.
Yeah, that's what someone needs to hear.
Yeah.
I've got to get it together. I need to do my best. Passing this test and getting
That's
my
what he
license are
does. He's
things
like-
I have to do to succeed at school. They're essential if I'm going to become a real hero. The kind I want to be. Steps toward achieving my dream. Hey, it's fine.
Over there!
Don't you worry. We'll definitely
Back in character.
carry this boy to the first aid station myself. You guys, go on without me.
All right.
Let's do this!
It'll be all right. It'll be all right. Is that your only line? I'll save you. I promise I will. Shut up.
Oh my god.
This buzz in my chest. What am I doing?
Is it because you like him?
It's love! I've gotta push these feelings down. Deku is giving his all to reach his goal. No room for anything else. I don't want to change that.
It's kind of funny that they go, I gotta focus on my goal, and then it's just Deku's ass.
So do I. And I bet you also want to be exactly
She doesn't want to
like that
interfere with
Right,
him.
yeah. Nope, fair enough.
I'll put these feelings away.
I don't know
I'll
about
focus
that.
on working just as hard as
I don't-
he does.
I don't think she would detract if she were a part of his life while he was doing this.
I'll put these feelings away.
Yeah.
I'll focus on working just as hard as he does. And reach my dream.
I was more saying prioritizing hero stuff in that moment.
Gotcha.
Especially.
It's been 10 minutes since we started. Everyone's doing well for the most part, but there's still a ways to go. What's a test without a few surprises?
Why is he kind of
I hope
Shigaraki-esque?
it would be straightforward.
Who is that? A shark
Something's
man.
not going to be straightforward, apparently.
Well,
Yeah, but first thoughts on the whole rescue mission and everything.
This is the kind of testing I've been waiting to see, because I understand that for like intro heroes especially, it's important to kind of get a baseline of where you are and what your capabilities are, especially in a universe where it's not like standardized or uniform per person. But at the same time, just like practicing punches isn't going to be helpful when you need to be thinking about everything in like a rescue type situation. So this is very fun. I'm also really interested to see how each individual decides to like assign their power. I'm not explaining this well.
No, you're kind of making sense.
Thanks, babe. That like theoretically, if your power was that you can run really fast, you could just run, grab someone, run to the triage, run back, and just like shuttle people back and forth running super fast. Obviously, if your power is like fire, that's not gonna do a whole lot for moving a person out of a dangerous situation into a medical setting. That's not. So then how are you going to use that power? Because obviously it has to come in somewhere.
And based off of that, I do want to ask, who do you think is going to be the best in 1A / everybody we've seen at rescuing, and who's going to be not that great?
Okay, I think Uraraka is going to absolutely run away with this because collapsed buildings on people, zero gravity, uncollapsed buildings.
Yeah.
That it feels like it was kind of perfect for her. In terms of getting people back and forth, I feel like Ida is probably going to have a lot of like hands-on rescue type stuff. And then wild card wise, I think Yaoyorozu is going to pull something really fun out just because her quirk is so open-ended, and this specific rescue situation is also so open-ended, right? There are like a million possibilities and you can deal with those possibilities in a million different ways. So she just has to figure out what to do, but she probably has the biggest arsenal in terms of dealing with this kind of thing.
Yeah, and who's going to not be great at it?
I hate to say it, Bakugo.
I already saw the letter forming on your list. As I said it, you were like, you were like, I'm going to preface this, but we all know who. But yeah, let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
But great points made. And who could that be approaching?
My hero name is Gale Force. Rescue exercises get me pumped.
Right, yeah, let's just blow them away.
Wind, eh? Seems like a sloppy approach at first. But in reality, he's manipulating countless airstreams to adapt to all the people and debris he's moving. His
Okay.
self-control is unbelievable.
That's insane.
That's okay.
Still reckless. Minus
For those
points.
two people, though?
Like, look what he's doing. Is it just watch?
Or anything unless you've checked on the condition of the injured. You can make things worse. Of course. I apologize.
Hey, Kami ran off again. What's her deal lately?
Like, he's just so in control.
Right, yeah, no, that's...
It's reckless, though.
Exactly.
But that quirk's crazy.
Very cool.
Even though it's normally reserved for second-year students and was strong enough to be accepted, he even passed the first round. However, he's acting far too impatient. His lack of experience is obvious.
You realize you're sitting in the stands because you're the one who
Yeah, you failed.
right, Shishikura?
Like what?
Yes, I am aware.
You have no room to talk.
You should use this as a chance
He's gonna
to
talk
analyze
anyway,
what
though.
went wrong. Reflect on your bad influences.
What do you mean?
Seems to me you've taken Stain's
Wait, what
words
did you
to
actually
heart.
say?
Oh, that he has no room to talk?
Oh yeah,
Your bad
absolutely.
influences.
What do you mean?
Seems to me you've taken Stain's words to heart.
Me?
Ooh.
Influenced by a villain? Absurd.
No, it's not. Listen, what he taught wasn't necessarily all bad. Between Stain's fundamentalist ideas and All Might's retirement, there are many who wish to reform the role that heroes play in society. That's just fine. But if negativity and hate take over, like they did for you during the first round of the exam, they can impair your judgment and keep you from your potential.
There's someone in here.
Stain's
but they're not
still
responding
influencing.
when I yell.
Yeah?
It's way too dark for me to see.
I can at least check their pulse and breathing.
I'll make some room
Oh.
for treatment.
Okay.
Good at this.
Everyone, we should be moving quickly as well. This old man's conscious. He needs help.
It hurts. What are you waiting for?
He's trapped by debris. I'll float it away.
Poor girl. She's gonna lose points that way.
Please, wait a moment. Look at the way the walls have collapsed around him. Right
Oh,
now,
if
the
she
structure
lifts
is
it, it's gonna get worse.
But also, did you see that she
That she just
generated
had like a
stop?
buoy.
Yeah.
That's so
Look at the way
funny.
The walls have collapsed around him.
Here's 2 of your candidates
Right
for
now,
good
the structure
rescuers.
is balanced precariously like an intricate puzzle. Everything will topple if we're careless with our movements. We have to do this strategically.
Now I see. You're right.
First, let's use a support beam to prop up this wall. It'll take some time to get everything into place, though.
No worries, you can leave that to us.
Fantastic.
I've reinforced the wall too.
Now then, your turn.
Move the debris that doesn't affect the structure and make a path. On it.
Yay.
It's not perfect, but it's not a horrible plan either. When there's a large-scale
Okay.
disaster, there are
But
never enough
you called it.
rescuers to
All
help
right.
those in need of saving. That means the work should be as fast and efficient as possible. If someone tries to do everything themselves, they'll lose time in the long run. What's important is being realistic about what your own quirk can and can't do. And then
Yes.
figuring out how you can divide the labor with the other heroes.
The best
Focusing
use
on
of
your
everyone's
role during the test
skills.
when you're
Yeah.
Trying to stand out takes courage. It's something you can only do if you really understand the situation.
That's such a good
But
point.
there is still a lot of wasted effort here. If they keep going like this, we won't be able to grant them licenses.
This isn't good. We're just standing around and watching.
Several people already went off on their own. Unlike in the first round, we may need to split up for this one. We could move in smaller groups.
In that case, I'll be of much more help if I head to the river.
I'll join you.
Me too.
Guys, work together?
Cool beans.
Sure.
Yo, Coda, can you use animals to look for people who need rescuing?
Amazing.
I'll keep my eyes open. Minetta, will you help me?
Sure thing.
Good. Depending on the situation, we should also work together with other schools. That's how we'll save lives.
Right.
Did you say it was too dark in there? Allow my twinkling to save the day.
Thanks.
That's a shocker. I didn't think you'd be the first to help. But then, you do love that pose.
Yayorozu, we'll disperse across the field and get to work.
Roger that.
I think his right leg is broken. Zero, take him up.
I got him.
All right, Jiro. Look for the next
Can you make a
person in need
little
of rescue.
splint
I'm
with
on
the
it.
tape?
Give me a sec.
All right.
All right, they're working.
My arm hurts pretty bad.
Mine too. Save us.
Shut up! Save yourselves, you white
Man, you've got to work on your rescue style.
He might be really hurt. We can't just leave him here.
Wait. We are supposed to be low-priority victims with only minor injuries.
So you think that he figured it out? And that's why he told us to go off on our own?
You're kidding me. They took it in a way that made it sound okay?
We'll get you two somewhere safe.
Yeah. His tone was wildly inappropriate. Minus points.
What the hell
Yeah.
did you say?
Yeah, you were right.
What?
Coming from
That's
over there.
crazy.
Excellent.
Who could have seen that
I'll go
coming?
first to check on the conditions of those who need to be rescued.
Sounds good.
Even if this weren't a test, I would still reach out to save those looking for help. Because I'm sure that's what my brother Tensei would have done.
Let's head to the mountain zone.
Sweet.
There should be animals over there.
Smart. Then Coda can use his quirk. Todoroki, Suyu, over there.
Help! I can't swim.
Oh, Sue's gonna be perfect for this.
Might need to warm the boy
Yeah.
up. Let's gather firewood.
Leave it to me.
Oh.
They're almost to a safe space. Don't you worry. So many.
You there. Let me see that boy.
Yeah, of course. His head got hurt somehow. He's bleeding quite a bit, but his wounds don't look very deep. He responds to questions clearly.
Dude, you need to go back. Let someone triage.
Take him
Well,
to the space
you
over there
gotta
on the
you
right.
gotta brief them on what what condition they caught him in.
Yes. And then go back.
Yeah,
He's
totally.
not an EMT.
He should be fine. Take him to the space over there on the right.
Yes, ma'am. Good.
Devious.
Their faces are so funny.
Yeah.
Time until emergency responders arrive. Heroes must act alone.
And then there's this
helping the
guy.
victims and performing first aid. Once the professionals show up, the transition should be seamless. How goes it?
Let's see. During their initial response, there was some poor judgment. But the points taken off by Huck members are still pretty minimal. The students are doing better than expected. Less incompetence than usual.
Okay, that's good news.
Wonderful. But in order to protect citizens in need, heroes must multitask. They can't just rescue. They must adapt.
What happened? We're gonna die!
Explosions?
What? Wait, could this be?
A villain has completed another large-scale attack.
Everyone, this is part of the exam!
You think so?
That means...
Gotta change the plan.
Tell me, wannabe heroes. Can you rescue people and fight at the same time?
That's Gang Orca!
Gang Orca.
During the
Orca.
Search and Destroy mission against the League of Villains,
Right.
Gang Orca fought alongside Endeavor and Bastionist.
His tie looks like a tongue.
He's a strong pro,
Yeah.
currently ranked number 10. Impressive. He's also ranked 3rd in the list of heroes who look as though they should be villains.
That's funny.
Isn't his design cool?
Very cool.
Sweep the area. Hero
But there's an
candidates at
attack.
the scene should continue their rescue efforts while also suppressing the newly arrived villains.
We're gonna have to save people and battle?
Are you serious? Jeez, come on! Aren't they expecting too much from us?
Even for a pro, this would be difficult. They're going a little far, I'd say.
Now.
Oh my god, there's just so many of them.
That one shot I
That's
really
really
love.
It's kind of Lion King-esque.
And the way he tosses the cape.
Yeah.
Now, how will you react? Will you fight or protect? Help or run away? What would a hero do?
And that is
All
where we
right.
are left for episode 19
Fantastic.
of My Hero Academia Season 3.
Okay, All Might's still alive.
But that is where we're left for this episode. What are your first thoughts?
Great episode.
Yeah. I always thought it was like a really fun, nuanced part of hero work to like test on.
100%. Well, and seeing how everyone is kind of like self-sorting into what they think they're like best suited for is just so cool and so telling.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I'm excited for you to see how they handle the double tasking that's about to go on. But that is where we're left. And also, next episode is actually a little episode that has nothing to do with what we're doing, which is set up for the movie that we're going to be watching.
I'm excited for the movie, but I also want to see what happens.
But this next episode I do also enjoy. But it's funny the way they do it. But make sure to like, comment, subscribe down below if you enjoyed that episode and are excited for more episodes every Friday and Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't wait and want to see these episodes right now, they're all posted to Patreon and they're extended full-length forms. We have a lot to discuss, but before we do that, where are we headed?
All right, let's review.
Thank you for watching. For now, we're going to go to questions given to us by our amazing Patreon members. If you want to ask us questions that we answer after every episode of any show that we watch, join the link in the description below and start asking. For now, let's go to question 1. Malik Black asks, any predictions on Gang Orca and his squad, like how the appearance affects the test and what his quirk is?
I think it's going to be some kind of echolocation hive mind situation. So all the little mini orcas are like drone things.
To be honest, I've completely forgotten his quirk, so I'm interested to see what it is.
Fantastic. Yeah, but then either like being able to detect things with echolocation or just
number 10 hero. Like
noise
what's gonna
blast,
you know what I mean? Like it's got to be something.
100%. No, it's got to be a big deal.
And then how do you think it's going to impact the test? Like, do you think, like, how do you foresee it? What do you think happened?
I think people are going to get distracted. I think people are going to prioritize the fight because that's what they've been trained to do. That's been the only thing they've trained for so far, really.
The only thing that that Class 1A maybe has trained for thus
That's
far.
a good point. That's a good point.
Different schools.
Mm-hmm.
Like, remember at one point he goes, wow, they're so good at this.
Yes. Yeah. So I think that's going to present a difficulty for Class 1A. I think what's probably going to happen is the ones who are like the most fighting focused, like Bakugo and Todoroki probably, and like the steel, who's the steel guy?
Tetsu. He's not here.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
He's in Class 1B.
Right.
You're thinking Kirishima's the hardening guy.
Yeah, or Kirishima, and they'll take on the like fighting front and let the people who are more suited to search and rescue or evacuation take over that. But I don't know if all of that's going to be able to be coordinated with zero planning when they're just thrown into it, you know?
Yeah, and speaking about planning and just demeanor, Markabel Jaden asks, why do you think Bakugo, who idolized and studied All Might as much as Deku, can't even force himself to act like he's concerned towards the victims, even though he knows it's necessary for passing this exam and being a pro hero in general?
I think it's his mom's fault.
Oh no. Oh, you're right.
Like,
yeah.
if that's the only way, if that's the way that you yourself were first taught to communicate, that's going to be your baseline,
It's like, what? This is
go-to,
helping somebody.
automatic. It's like, this is normal.
You shouldn't need help, is what you shouldn't need, is what he's thinking.
Exactly. So just saying, so like saying it while not flipping them off is like
Yeah.
being kind and gentle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think that I hadn't thought about that, but that's really interesting.
Really?
Yeah. Final question. Day asks, what do you think happened that made Shiketsu guy, Inasu, I think his name is, hate Todoroki and Endeavor so much?
Okay, I think it's only an Endeavor thing. And if it is a Todoroki thing, it's a Todoroki thing that Endeavor made him do. So like not even really.
Todoroki doesn't remember this guy.
Right. No, but if you're like really young, I'm picturing like a bring your kid to work day situation, and then Endeavor was a jackass, and then he like, I don't know why I can just like picture this in my head of like some power trip. Endeavor wants to show off like how powerful he is at his job or something, and he like lets his kid like put the handcuffs on, like not that exactly, but like, but you know what I mean, of like, oh, here, I'll let you like close the door and lock him in, like that kind of thing. And so maybe that's why Todoroki doesn't remember it, but then that's a pretty demeaning thing to have happened to you, to have like someone have their kid defeat you. That's like just, it would make sense that he would remember that and really hate Endeavor and really hate Todoroki because of that, but then Todoroki wouldn't remember. But I am just speculating.
Yeah, we'll have to see what actually happened, but those are some great guesses, and that is where we are left for episode 19 of season 3 of My Hero. Are we excited for episode 20?
Can't wait.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.